Secret. And I think EG and all their fans are hereby saying, no, that is not what is happening. Evil Geniuses taking that first game in style, making Secret just not being able to do anything. Let's try to break that first game down. And I want to focus first on the mid lane, because actually that made me think that Secret was going to take it, because I thought Nisha had a great lane against Abed, Grant.
Yeah, I think he was like 18-15 against like the 11-3 or something. I mean, it's an OD versus TA thing, but Abed being one of the best in the world, right? The jungle is very powerful. You can just fall back into it, you get some creeps, and simple as that.
It really fits to EG's playstyle, especially in the way that they do sometimes play a little bit of slower role, and they do always give Abed that space. Honestly, just don't give them TA anymore. They've been doing this since One Esports. They literally, EG just ran through the upper bracket by third picking TA every single game they could.
And you didn't really have an answer to the TA. That's the Matumba Man Slark, and that's the tree in theory, but I feel like this is just like a crazy outdraft solely because Secret, after watching the game, Secret's so out of their comfort zone. Like, it just doesn't, they don't have stuns. They're playing incredibly passively against EG, who prefer that game style. And Ramsey's just owned. Like, this to me, when EG looks best, it's because Artur is third in net worth in comparison to his 2 cores. And Crit's Nyx also, just like, they can actually kill things, and they outfarmed and eventually win the game. It's just weird.
Sind, it felt like a Freaky Friday situation, right? Where the drafts are just swapped around.
Yeah, it's a weird draft to see from Secret, because I've been saying that one of the things that I really liked about them in this tournament is that they seem to have this amazing read on the patch on how to make strong lanes, have team fight, and have a win condition in the game. What they didn't have this game, I didn't really feel their team fight very much. Like,
at all.
You have, what your lineup has is a million ways of sustaining, and your hope is that, well, if we stay alive long enough, OD and Slark are going to get really big, and they're going to kill people eventually by stacking up. But guess what? You can't stay alive that long. When Doom dooms your OD 10 fights in a row, like just jumps and dooms his OD. Nisha did not get to play, actually. Did we see an OD ulti this game? I don't
recall one. It definitely was very sparse.
If it did, it wasn't impactful, because I don't remember it.
If it did, it would have got maximum 1 kill, or it would have been more memorable, right?
Yeah,
I think Secret, back to the drawing board. If you want to run this IO, it's fine, you can do it. I don't think you give Doom away for it, though. You could even prioritize it over it. And yeah, just get some more team fight again, play your style. This seemed a bit like an experiment to me, almost. I don't know.
Which it could have been,
It just also, like, not even about the draft, but the people playing those heroes, right? Like Puppey on the Wisp, Yaps are on the Treant. It's odd. You also have a OD against, like, OD Slark against Doom. Ramses is going to delete one of them from the game. He was doing that consistently. I just don't see their win condition, to your point. And the Nyx pick, I think, is key, because it removes the Bat, it removes the Darkseer, 2 heroes that Secret could have upped the tempo with, made plays around, and instead they're left to last pick a Timbersaw, which just, again, what do you do?
I think something that also showed in that game is maybe Puppey's inexperience with IO. I think if the same play, dooming the same hero works 10 fights in a row, then you're not adjusting correctly, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a way of setting up a fight where, well, this OD is going to get doomed, we'll let it happen, we'll relocate out, reset, and then take the fight. They didn't ever really try to do that, I think. Maybe it was because Abed was super good at getting on top of them quickly with the Bloodthorn, and I mean, that's later in the game, right? And the threat of the Nyx could be a factor, but yeah, it was interesting. Who was it did you say it was Mind Control who said you should give Secret IO because...
You should not give, or rather Secret shouldn't pick IO because
then Yapsor is... But this time it was Puppey playing the IO. But then they gave Yapsor Treant. And that's also not like a playmaking flashy 4. He got his Meteor Hammer. He had some flashy, almost getting tier 3 bottom because he had nothing to do. I honestly think he was kind of bored. Like, can I kill something, please? You know, that's how I like to play.
But to credit EG, though, I felt like they set up for success on all of their players.
For sure,
like
they played awesome.
It crits on a killer, Abed's on TA, Arteezy can win his lane.
You gave Doom up, right? I think Doom, we've been talking about, it's like the first pick here. We thought they might even take the Doom over the IO, and I think after that game, they probably will if they get it.
Yeah, let's find out, by the way, who Twitch have voted as an MVP. I would not be surprised to see Ramses take this one. But drumroll, please. Let's find out what we have for the MVP. Yeah.
Yep.
Ramses takes it on his Doom. It was just a great game. Sure, we were saying, like, oh, you can't let him have the Doom, but he also played it really well. Like, he crushed it with that. he was left alone. And we talk about offlaners being thrown to the wolves quite a bit, and he's up against Zai in that lane, and he did good.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. We talked about it. Ramses doesn't really have these off games where he just gets dominated in the lane. He'll always find a way to come back, and if he doesn't have to find a way to come back, he's just going to be the highest on the net worth, which he has. He did on his Veno once. He's done it on his Doom 3 times.
The key to those two heroes, though, is they also have a way of generating gold. Veno gets a level 10 talent for GPM. Doom has Devour, and then the 15 talent. This is where Ramses thrives, because he's still adjusting to the offlane. I feel like when he's on these heroes that can obtain the #1 net worth spot, it just feels like EG have an extra carry. And that's when I think the team looks best, because Ramses is also incredibly good, much like he was back when he played Lifestealer, right? He takes the advantage and rams himself down your throat. He's making space for the rest of his team. Abed could just chill because Crit and Ramses are all over the map. It's a very easy game for the 1 and 2 positions of EG.
And now we mentioned, or rather, Sin, you mentioned just now that it almost felt like an experiment. And before the series, we talked about the difference coming into a best of 5 compared to a best of 3. So it could very well be an experiment from the side of Team Secret. Correct?
I mean, it's very clear that they have a theory of what's broken in this patch, right? Yesterday they picked 5 team fighters, today they picked 5 sustainers. I think those are the 2 things that are too strong right now overall. It's about finding a healthy balance. I think if you have to go one of the 2, the team fight is probably the safer option, because then it feels like, okay, if you play well enough, I think Secret played pretty well. I know this might sound weird, but their lineup was in such a bad spot, and they still managed to sustain some sort of glimmer of hope of staying in the game for 20, 25 minutes after they'd just been dominated throughout the earlier portions of that game. So if you give yourself a chance to have a better opportunity to take fights, I think you can beat this EG lineup even if you fall behind.
There was cool though, EG, they win that first fight. They really take their game-winning advantage way back around the first Roche, where they take that surprise fight. Ramses has his BKB, and then they actually staggered the purchases, which I really like. About 3-4 minutes later, Artur's got his. Now, Abed has the luxury of going for a full Hurricane Pike before he has to go BKB, so they sort of cover each other. You have that team fight edge, but you're not hurting your item progression. And then as a squad, at a point, once you have 3 BKBs, how does Secret actually fight into you? All you have is a little bit of peel. You can Astral defensively, you could root, but there's nothing you can actually do to target EG's heroes once their BKBs are activated.
But you can't Astral defensively, because you're doomed all the time.
All right, well, let's find out if that Doom is going to make it through in the next game. And the next game will come your way after this quick break.
Mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
the second game of the grand finals. It is a best of 5. Let's hop right into the draft of this game number 2. Leipzig, I want to hear, I want to see rather, some awesome Dota that is a little bit more even.
Yeah.
Because as much as there were so many tactical plays by Secret to avoid fights, I think we all like the fight.
And we've changed it up. EG's first pick now, sorry.
Yeah. Sheaves, the score was 10-4 at 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I signed up to watch a Dota finals, not League of Legends. I'm really hoping we get some more action.
And honestly, yeah, like going straight along with that, right? Secret played like EG does when they lose. They tried to farm 3 lanes and they just kind of failed, which is it's just strange.
Again, what are you supposed to do? Like, what is I gonna do? I'm gonna really timber you down. Like, there's no way to make plays. How do you kill Ramses?
Timber you down.
I don't know.
Chop him down.
You could, like, they really were
There was a
effective.
lot of lumberjack moves you could have gone for there.
They could
but
deal with the forest, you know, they could walk through trees, they could cut them down, but EG's heroes were a different story.
And I think already in this first phase, or that first game, I think Doom might be the overall best hero now. I think it's replaced IO. If you have first pick, you get it. If you don't have first pick, you ban it.
Yeah,
I really think that.
I like what EG's already done, though. Because of that game 1 win, Secret are forced to ban Doom. Now EG with first pick ban AA. So you're ready to Wisp if Secret leave it. And there's no Doom to worry about, to your point, Grant, if that truly is the better hero. And they get rid of the Mag, which I think as second pick is just such an awesome hero to take out.
And heads up,
Enchantress.
Enchantress is still in the pool, and they also banned out Tiny previous game.
Yeah.
Wow. They do ban out the IO though, so both of those still in the pool.
I actually didn't think this would be the game 2, that the second game would have the Ench. I thought it was going to happen later, but already EG are probably going to grab it, right? You've got to feel super confident. Ramses is on fire.
I feel like it.
Give him one of his best heroes.
Yep. And it's when they look best, too, right? If you think about EG has looked best when Ramses is on a core. And his Ench, as you said, has been nigh unstoppable. There it is.
Also, it can be played in 5. We've seen it this tournament played as a 5. So if you really do need to switch it up, you need that Dispel in lane, it can be traded over.
What I'm thinking here is, did you need to do this? Couldn't you have picked a more contested hero and then got Ench to close the phase? Now you're
Secret could Ench, though. 100%. They can do the exact same. With Puppy and Zai.
Do they rate it as high as EG do? I think it's been available to Secret in many games that they haven't taken it. I don't feel like it's been first phase banned against them that much.
But based on the series, though, you don't want to give it away to EG.
Well, what hero would you have wanted then? Like, that Secret's going to get now. They didn't, like a Tiny?
Tiny, Treant. I mean, maybe you're not scared of Treant after last game, but I think you could put it on Puppy instead, and it's a totally different ball game.
Treant's still a very strong hero. I definitely didn't,
Yes.
Can't Ench just dispel the armor?
Yeah.
Sure, but it's one part of Treant. I think it definitely matters quite a bit, but there's other aspects to it, like
Particularly, you can't do it against the towers, right? There's still plenty of damage that comes in from Tree that can pressure Enchantress early.
it doesn't exactly counter Ench in lane that much, I would say. It's okay. It's more just a solid hero overall in the game. It sets you up for something Enchantress likes to do is to take those towers. You can heal those up and protect them maybe. But either way, it's not going to be that for now. It's going to be the Wyvern first. Do they want their Shaker is the question.
I personally would love a Yapzor Shaker. I don't think there's ever a bad time to pick it. And it seems to make Secrets line up, especially when it's opened. They can go any direction with it.
But isn't it Yapzor playing Winter Wyvern normally for Team Secret?
More than likely, yeah.
Probably plays it too. But it would be a different style. When they play it on Yapzor, it's the secondary core kind of.
It's going to get banned out in the second phase.
Okay, well, if you want it, now's the time to get it, I guess.
Is there just a straight up direct counter to Monkey King? Something that isn't banned?
Bat Rider owns that hero really hard.
Viper as well. To an extent. I really like this against Ench, though, because your Wukong statues aren't affected by Untouchable. So if you just land a Wyvern ulti on the Ench, as an example, and Wukong on top, Ramses is most likely dead inside.
All right, we got the Tiny coming out still by EG.
No surprise, yeah.
So what they did last time, they picked Enchantress. You want to be able to have a 4 position that starts fights for you if you're going to have this Ramses Enchantress.
Some added benefits to this hero here. It's good against Cold Embrace. You have a lot of spell burst. You can toss Monkey King out of his ring.
You never know, yeah.
If you have a Blink Dagger on Tiny, that's actually not that hard of a play to make. You just need some sort of valid target in the neighborhood, and you...
Even toss him before he casts it, right? Because it is a long cast
you can
time
do
on that
too.
ulti.
Yeah, force him out of position.
And
Monkey King's a very positional-based hero, honestly. So
It is.
It's frustrating playing Monkey mid as well against roaming Tiny because you're an incredibly strong laner, but you want to be always playing aggressive. So if you get caught on the enemy hill and there's crit behind you, it's a no-brainer tossing a tower.
So at this point in the draft, if you're Team Secret, you're still considering banning out the TA this time around, right?
You should be.
I think so.
I think always.
With the previous game, and this time they banned out the Drow Ranger as well as the Arc Warden.
Yeah, Storm has got to be on your mind as well. I think with Wyvern, you're less concerned with the Drow. They also really like Monkey against the hero. And okay, see, this is really cool for me, G. This is where it helps to win that first game, because they're kind of a step ahead in the bans, right? You banned AA, that forces Secret to get rid of Wisp. Now you ditch the Arc Warden, and Secret most likely have to get rid of Drow, because that's their go-to counter.
No, Secret do have the next pick, but I don't know if they would want to go Drow Monkey. That sounds...
No.
That doesn't sound good to me. I'm not too concerned about giving TA away, though. I'm not sure if... Just because I think both of the heroes Secret have actually fared well against it. I think Wyvern is one of the hands-down best supports in the game against TA. You have a BKB Piercing Stun, you have Cold Embrace against a strictly physical damage hero. Oh, well, you have traps, okay, but come on.
Yeah.
And Monkey King has been a great hero against TA in many games. If she goes in, gets caught in the Monkey King ring and diffuseled up, you can't reset position. You just get... There's overwhelming amount of damage instances inside that ring that your refraction just can't keep you going. I don't think they're going to ban it at all.
One of the best heroes to invade jungles as well, right? And we know that if they do pick that TA, they're going to be falling back on neutrals quite a bit. Those high grounds are very hard to penetrate, but Matumban has shown that he can lead the way for Secret.
Yeah.
I like the Storm ban. I think that was a much more dangerous hero in this game.
I agree. It's one of my favorite heroes against Wyvern. You just find him.
Yeah,
and
it's super.
Monkey, there's no real way to ever guarantee kills on Storm. And
You can also catch you in trees.
Yeah.
So,
And it's Abed, right?
and it's Abed, yeah. It's a great ban.
Last time they did Ench Tiny, they ran it in a tri lane and lost to a tree. And they banned the tree this time, which makes me think they might be going into a tri lane on EG.
That was my favorite sign of the tournament so far.
I missed.
Just a kick W face Doom every game.
Not this game.
Does Doom have a 100% pick ban rate at the main event?
I don't believe so.
I
Really?
think they're just missing
Has it
from like
actually
one game,
got through a game?
basically.
Yeah, it's missing from maybe one or two. And I do also believe we're missing some of the games that, I don't know, that went wrong with the API or whatever.
Oh.
Only 1 minute left. You do have the ban into pick, obviously. And as Kyle always talks about, this third pick right out of the ban, like it sets up for the rest of the draft. Like this is pretty much where you have to decide who's doing what.
Yeah, and it's mostly, I think, whether Yapster is on the Wyvern or not. You want to say yes, but the puppy heroes, this is partly why I think they're Lich, like the Bat ban,
yeah.
the call from Sin, but when Puppy isn't able to first two Lich or Disruptor for himself, it feels like the Secret support duo doesn't feel as clean. Because if Puppy's on Lich, Yapster is on some stun initiator, right? They're confident even to go Lich Shaker right off the bat, and the rest of the lineup can kind of draft itself. But now you're left with a choice.
10 seconds remaining.
You could just, I think you might just Shaker. I feel like it almost has to be Puppy Wyvern unless there's some support he's been holding. I could see a Lion come out against the Ench.
Oh, they go for the Skywrath.
So it is the
Same
puppy
concept.
wyvern, yeah.
Hardcore spell burst against Ench.
Yep.
Yeah, they drafted it against that game against Fnatic, and I think that was the game they lost to Fnatic, actually.
And now doesn't see it. They're just gonna take LC, right? Fast-paced and versus Enchantress. If you get dueled, you're dead.
Centaur as well is
Centaur?
an
Okay.
option, especially with Bat out of the pool. I think it just depends on what each show here. If they draft like hard save, you're probably leaning Centaur.
That's a good call, yeah.
Could also be a fly Ench, of course, but I think that under the circumstances, with the game advantage, you just give Ramses his Enchantress.
Let him
and
do it.
go
Let him
have some
prove
fun.
it, yeah.
At this point, I kind of don't even care what Secret pick anymore in this draft. I like it more than the last one. It's
Yep,
just
I agree.
it's the stuff that I would like to see from them in this tournament, right?
Play fast, yeah. Don't play on the back foot.
Awesome fighters. They have tons of damage. They have strong laning potential. They have a win condition already with the... It might not sound like it with Monkey King, but honestly, Matumbaman's Monkey King has won late games. And you know Nisha will get another one as well.
They take the Oracle. All right, the save. So yeah,
Yeah.
it denies the Legion, right? So as you said, maybe they're looking towards the Centaur now.
I like Centaur a lot. I think it sounds super good.
Because now it's the name of the game is getting on top of the Oracle. Centaur definitely allows that.
Taking a page out of Liquid's book, should Secret be worried about the Huskar?
I think you always got to be worried about
Always.
Huskar with Oracle in the pool. Leshrac also very spooky here when you consider that it just makes your mid game so powerful because you've got an Ench as well. So your lanes are strong. Crit's Tiny is suddenly completely activated. You have an Oracle behind it, and Wyvern and Monkey King just get ran at. Like, there's no counterplay from Secret's Heroes right now against a 4th pick Lesh from EG. And it would keep open. It doesn't really matter. They don't have last pick, but Abed or Arteezy could play it.
Is there any way they pick? Okay, they did.
Centaur, nice.
I think it's super good. The only alternative that came to mind for me off the top of my head was to grab a core silencer for either Zaya or for Nisha, just so you have that guaranteed way that when a fight breaks out, you can't save with Oracle. You know, you just get a kill and snowball from there. I think Centaur was a better choice overall. So I'm
now we just I'll tell you, I hope EG doesn't go OD. I don't want him to fall into the same trap as Secret in the previous game. Like, match this tempo from Secret. Give me a Huskar, give me a Leshrac, something that can actually go toe to toe in the mid game. Because late game, to Sin's point, you're fighting against Wyvern Monkey, Matumba Man Monkey King. Like, you will at some point get Wukonged.
None of these dire heroes are good against a late game Monkey King, I think. I mean, Oracle is somewhat okay, like you can save somebody, but Tiny's strength against Monkey King kind of disappears when Monkey gets BKB later on in the game. I don't think Enchantress, maybe with the right items, she can fight from outside the ring and hit Monkey inside it, but it's really positioning dependent. She can't go into the ring.
Yeah,
like
ever.
you said, the Untouchable won't cut it. So I don't know. I'm struggling to see a really good pick for EG here. They're definitely taking their time as well. I think Huskar might be the best.
There's so much burst that it feels like you need almost a Hector-style hero. You know, some
What
sort of
about
strength
DP?
carry.
Ooh.
That's scary
Against Sky, yeah.
And
Wyvern
Wyvern.
lockdown.
And last
Centaur
time they
burst.
had this Void and it looked super good, they had the AA with it so that they
Yeah.
could
You had
Chrono
the
Ice
combo.
Blast. And this time,
What damage do you have? The
who kills in the
Ench.
Chrono?
You have the Ench, yeah.
Who kills in Chrono?
It's also so slow. It's so slow. This isn't TI6 anymore, and EG's not Wings. Oracle Void is
But
not
to be
what
fair,
it used
they
to be.
played it pretty fast in the last game. It was against the Timber, and he was just time dilating everyone. But
They had AA. It's
did.
always a kill. Now who are you playing with, right? Is it Ramses Enchantress that you're going to be forced to make moves around? You're laning against a Centaur. This is not even a good matchup for Void against Sky Centaur.
That's rough. It seems a little bit like EG are limited to that. I mean, I doubted them in game 3 against EG as well, so I'm ready to be surprised, but I think the key hero for EG so far in this draft that really needs to put the team on its back is probably the Enchantress. I think we need to see some really good itemization and baits, and they need to win its lane. If Ench loses its lane in this game, there's just so little to work with.
100% agree. And I need a mid hero that the Oracle is willing to play around. I actually think Death Prophet, were this 2018, is like the perfect pick for EG, but I just don't know how good it is in this patch. But you need tower pressure
It's
too.
20.
Yeah,
Kyle.
there's very little lane shove that's coming out from EG. I want something that runs down lanes a little bit. I mean, there's still that Leshrac you talked about. It's just so much burst. It's scary to play these heroes.
Good Venomancer.
Huskar still? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing in this draft that makes me like really confident, so I think you might need to play some sort of I don't know if you want to call it cheese or whatever. I don't know.
Ooh,
the OD now?
well, they did what you didn't want them to.
I don't even...
So how does Monkey King do against OD? And do you now want to put the Monkey King maybe on Matu and put Nisha on something again different against the OD? Wow.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll see you guys in game 3. Let me know when Secret wins.
Is this a good Meepo game? Yes or no? That's all I want to know.
Well, according to Kyle, yeah.
Enchantress, Void. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
body
It's definitely very good.
it's very good.
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear, and I'm sure that's all that Leipzig here needs to hear as well. All right, guys, game 2 coming your way. OD picks to win Fogged.
gentlemen, time for game 2 now of Evil Geniuses versus Secret. And my goodness, we've ended up with a Meepo pick for Secret against a draft of Evil Geniuses that already the panel wasn't too sure about. Now it's been hit by an incredible closer from Secret.
That looks like a pretty good Meepo game if you ask me, Owen. That's pretty scary. The net especially, I mean, Earthbind looks pretty godly this game too versus Void. They are definitely lacking the damage versus, and besides that, I think Secret had a pretty good draft without the Meepo. Throw that into the works, definitely going to be a concern. Can EG handle it? Because it does look pretty troublesome.
I mean, they've got some sort of power. Obviously, a lot of pressure is going to be on these chronospheres, as we've talked about many times with the changes. It's such a long cooldown at all levels. You cannot afford to mess up one. And especially in a game where there's going to be these Meepos breathing down your neck. The pressure will be on to a maximum. We'll see if EG can cut it against it, but it is not going to be easy. Everything on paper is set out to make this game look entirely winnable for Meepo within like the first 25 minutes of this game.
I have to agree, and I think the only X factor that maybe you can pull in is Abed. We look at Abed, he knows Meepo, right? This is the Meepo player when you talk about Meepo. It's Abed now that comes to mind for the most part. So there's still a lot of other players that do it, but the big one is, of course, Abed. So can he read? Can he play around it? Can he actually expose Nisha maybe perhaps on this Meepo? We went back and we actually looked at a couple of the past games of Nisha, and he only has one that he's shown of the Meepo at a tournament, and he only had like 4 other games in his pubs. He must be hiding something, playing it on another account.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to imagine these players, they have their accounts where they play their heroes to make sure they don't give away anything, and there's every reason to believe that Nisha, he's going to be able to perform very nicely.
For sure.
And as we say, this is a game where you don't really have to be the best Meepo in the world to have a good time against these heroes of EG.
Yep. Should be good for the side of Secret. EG, I think really important for them is just do well in the lanes in particular so that they don't get too far behind, but they're really going to have to play and ramp it up. I'm looking at Crit as well as Abed to really start just looking to put the pressure on and then just shut down this Meepo. So they're going to have to do a lot, and it's going to be hard.
It'll be very interesting to see how well Abed's able to sort of handle the Meepo on the first level or so. See how good he can use those Astrals to make sure that Nisha doesn't get a free few waves to start things off, because obviously as the lane does progress, Nisha as the Meepo, it's going to cause issues for an OD in this 1v1. Abed's going to be heavily pressured after the first few levels.
Yeah, and we see the way that Yaptor started. He not only put a ward down, but he stood on top of that ward because you know that Tiny is going to look to run mid, and he's going to look to toss back that Meepo into an awkward position so that the OD can have a better matchup. But he will not allow that. So we're going to keep watching the movements of Crit, see if he's able to ever find a position to get on top of that Meepo. They're going to leave Zai on island. I don't think it's anything that Zai's not used to.
RTZ trying to trade his best with him, has that level 1 bash to try and play for the RNG and keep Zai as low as possible. On this mid lane, as we can see, first wave, first level, Abed doing a good job forcing out that regen to be popped by Nisha against this sort of pressure to start things off. And these side lanes, I mean, as you say, any of these side lanes you feel that EG can really make the most of. Actually, bottom lane, but the toss away from Crit was getting gone on by Matu. But will be the case, at least able to keep himself and Ramses pretty safe anytime the Monkey King steps forward, as long as they have vision for a target to toss him back to.
That was interesting. Sorry, I was just taking a look at something really quickly yeah, I did see that right. I thought I'd seen things, but he did purge off the Retaliate stacks. So that's what happened there. Because I saw that Zai was up to 13. I didn't think that he actually used it, but no, he used it, and the Oracle Dispel actually removes all 13 stacks immediately. I had not seen that interaction happen before. A nice little heads-up play to remove Zai's pressure that he could actually put onto that Void. Yeah, like you said, Skyrath went top.
Well, actually, Absol taking quite a bit of harassment here from Fly. Not quite level 2 though, so won't have the nuke potential to kill him off, but being able to push him away and make sure that there is that space for RTZ to have this free farm lane to start things off. Now in the mid lane with the second Meepo out, we'll start to see Nisha catch back up and almost certainly start to take the lead against this OD that Abed's trying his best to match up against the Meepo in the mid lane.
Yeah, now that these two are up here, I think this is going to be such a hard lane for RTZ to actually get farm in. The pressure that does come out from Skyrath and Centaur. Every time you walk up, you're just going to get hit by so many multiple nukes. and even a stun to follow. If you get hit by what? I think it's a level 2 hoof stop once it's available. If you get hit burst immediately down afterwards, it's really difficult for you to backtrack. We're also probably going to see really early point in silence coming out from YapzOr. So yeah, that top lane should be very difficult for EG to secure farm now at this point. He is already off to a good start though, since he was in a 1v1 or a 2v1 versus that Centaur at the start. The lanes, like we said, we want EG to do well right now. Not too shabby.
And that bottom laner, Ramses, we've been talking about him a lot last game and throughout the series we've seen. He really has been this incredible standout player in terms of the increase in how well he's been able to perform on the main stage here at LAN. On the Enchantress this game, is this a sort of hero that he can take over the game on, or is it going to be a little bit harder for him to have anywhere sort of the same impact as he did in game 1 as a Doom?
I think it'll be pretty hard. You're versus Meepo. That's always going to be very difficult for you. I think Monkey King also can get on top of you and cause a lot of problems too inside that mid game. And they have a Skywrath, so they have the magical burst to actually bring down this hero quite easily in the mid game too if they do connect to the stun.
You see Abed there toying around with Nisha, dropping some items, trying to bait him away from TPing out, but Nisha's not gonna fall for that sort of a trick. But Abed, he has done an excellent job in those first few waves. He got a fair few denies in against the Meepo, so he's gonna get a good XP advantage.
Oh, Nisha also missed the stack just now. Abed is running in to try to contest the jungle. He has a haste rune too.
All right, we'll see what he can do to play around with this. Leads him with the Astral. But obviously no chance of trying to force for a kill, just trying his best to slow down Nisha. Make sure that Nisha's kept low, at least on one of the Meepos, so there isn't a chance for him to sort of split attention between the mid lane and the neutral creeps. He has to fully commit to the jungle, and then that space can continue to be there for Abed to soak in the levels in this mid lane, uncontested.
YapzOr will soak experience, though, at least against that, to counteract a bit for Secret. So Nisha, he's going to get full jungle farm, and YapzOr is going to be pretty happy. I mean, YapzOr is always happy when he's able to take a farm lane.
Maybe down bottom. That's who. They're going on him. He has the cold embrace back up from Puppey, so the burst of crit won't bring him down immediately. Nice dodge
damage
off the impetus hit. And now Matu is even looking to try and turn and run down crit. Crit spells, they are on cooldown. He gets the burst under the heel. It will keep him alive. Does finally fall, but he got his first blood. And Ramses does go down to the supports of Secret.
If he doesn't mischief dodge, he is dead before that, and he gives first blood. Super nice play there by the Monkey King of Matumba Man.
Again, look at this Abed.
He knows what he needs to do. Yeah,
he's forced down.
He's the Meepo player, right? He knows that he needs to try to put the pressure on and ensure that the Meepo can't actually constantly go to jungle here. He's actually just going to take the jungle from him and have Tiny take the mid lane. So this might be a little bit of an interesting dynamic we're going to see of maybe the OD chasing Meepo around constantly, just letting Tiny take mid lane.
I mean, even so, though, even with these moves from Abed, it's just so hard for him alone, really, to slow down Nisha's game. Nisha's just going to be able to clean up these camps so quickly. You see it in the CS. 47 CS is this Meepo at the 5-minute mark. Nisha, sure, he may have been pushed away from that sort of ideal spot down in the bottom half, but he's also staying a step ahead of Abed. He knows that Abed knows the kind of moves that he wants to be making early on, and he's staying away from them.
You can't prevent it as an OD. They're trying everything. There you go. A glyph as well, even to prevent Nisha from getting the double poof on the creep wave. But either way, like you said, he's still 500 or 600, maybe even more. Yeah, 600 net worth over the OD just at this point, just from this.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do as an OD.
Yeah.
As you will be able to secure that siege creep CS. A bit of a pause here, but so far, 6 minutes in, 2-1. The lead's starting to grow for Secret. Nisha's opening to the game, looking very strong. It's what we expected, but EG, they're going to have that chance to make plays. Once the Sixers are online, and specifically on RTZ and Abed's Void, we can expect to see them come together. RTZ can look to play aggressive with that first chrono and try and get at least one of these cores of Secrets knocked off the map. We'll see this play again down bottom, as you say, Matu just dodging that impetus beautifully. He goes down, but he gets everything they would have wanted from this trade. A first blood and 2 kills.
Yeah, and I think Skywrath was the one who got the secondary one. Yeah, YapzOr. So he will pick himself up a lot of farm too, which is really nice too, because he's going to be, as we know, YapzOr, he's going to be very greedy with the way he purchases too. No small items. He doesn't go for any type of wand build up, no mangoes, no more clarities or anything. Straight double crown. He's just rushing an Atos this game to deal with that void.
Yeah, you saw the timing there as well. It was very close to Matu being able to make the big plays. He was 1 second away from Boundless Strike coming back online when he died. So it was very close to being a situation where he could have turned and actually life-stealed up and survived. But EG were able to at least punish that and use that timing against him. It looks like we are just waiting for RTZ to reconnect and get himself back into the game.
His farm's still very solid up top, as we see, like because they forced Yapzor, you know, he rotated down bottom. It ends up being that he's just versus Zai again. So the matchup, he will have a lot of free farm up there. He already has the treads finished up. Treads level 5, about to be 6. That's when he can look to set up kills. They even could just kill Zai with like 1 or 2 bashes. An easy way to just bring him down with the Oracle there, level 3.
Just sort of push that advantage they had. As you say, that lane set up top it's been pretty ideal for Arteezy, and those sort of signs from Secret in an attempt to stop it. But Secret, they're just going to be feeling happy. They know that Nisha's having a free start to the game in that middle lane, and they can just sort of continue to wait on that sort of timing. Just make sure that Nisha gets this beginning. He's been able to sort of back off, and as long as they keep Nisha out of harm's way and put him in positions where EG can't really hunt him down, make these aggressive plays with the Chronos and the Sanity's Eclipses, they know that this Meepo is going to be able to quite easily carry this game on his shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see, I mean, EG, they know this, though. They recognize it's a last pick Meepo versus a very good lineup. You see their ward setups. They've already blanketed. We'll see it again in a second after we get the unpause, which is coming right here. We see the ward set up there. You see those dire wards, one in the bottom side of the jungle, one in the other side of the jungle, and one even watching if any rotations do happen. So they've covered their bases, but now top, bottom.
They're going to get Ramses. Fly tries to TP in to help out, but he won't be able to assist. And now with that TP, he's going to end up giving up his own life as well. Secret clean up the 2 of them down bottom. As these movements from the sky, there will always be that additional amount of burst to take Ramses down before he's able to rely on the sustain from his heal to keep him alive.
And Enchantress is one of those heroes that you can do okay versus Monkey King when you can dispel that, as we see there, dispelling the Jingu, but besides that, Monkey King is very good versus Enchantress.
He comes to the lane, the setup's there. Secret, it's starting to pace up the speed that they're playing at, and the chances that they're taking, they're looking very good. That quick kill down bottom, Nisha starting to set up on these early kills onto the Abed OD. Already the worries that were there from the draft, they're starting to show.
Absolutely.
This is not going to be an easy game at all for EG.
No, and the Monkey King too, like I was saying, he's a good hero in this game too. I mean, even though he's one of your opening picks, he's not very, I mean, he's versus some heroes that can be a little difficult for him, but he's just good versus majority of their draft too. If he gets Wukongs off, Enchantress melts very quickly. Same thing for the OD as well. You're not too worried about an untouchable as a Monkey King. Rotations are coming out, EG. Looking to want to peel the pressure away from their OD, away from their Void by making a move down bottom here.
I mean, they know that Matu is low on the mana. He's just got that 1 stick charge, so hasn't got the potential to use his full toolkit, so they can look to dive him. Looks like they don't want to try to fill it with the backup with the Wyvern. It's a little too risky to make the aggressive play there. They'll sweep back over to mid, where Yapzor is showing. Continues to soak up some of the farm here. It gets pushed in on the mid lane. But still, it really is. It's very hard for EG to make plays. Both of these supports are going to be able to respond on Secret's side and turn things around. And the cores, they're not easy to go on. All 3 of the cores having stuns. Now Zai with level 6, he has the Stampede. They've got a lot of counter plays and a lot of escape Secret. EG's only hope to really find a kill, it is going to be with that Chronosphere from Artur.
They're setting up for top. Yapzor is here with level 6 already.
And already the stop, the silence! The defensive factor will come out. Abed throws down the Sanity's Eclipse and nukes down Zai very low. Not enough to kill him. Abed has got the movement speed. Trying to get him with a couple of hits. He hasn't got the Arcane Orb skilled, so it's only the right click he can rely on, and it just isn't enough. The Sanities alone did not do it. He had to use the Astral to help out Arteezy. Maybe if Arteezy decided to lead him with the Chrono, they could have got that, but he wanted to hold on to it, and that does cost them the potential kill.
The attacks are so slow. One more. Will he throw the Boundless? He will.
He is. Crits in. Maybe with the impetus they can turn. Matu in trouble. The heal's been dispelled and he's gone. So EG, they get the carry. Can they take anything else? They're looking towards Puppey. Arteezy's here. He's moving down, and he's going to throw the Chrono. No messing around here as he gets the vision, locks down the Wyvern in the tree line. And I do agree, that's just the way that EG have to play right now. They see a kill, they've got to take it. It is a long cooldown, but these early kills, if they can sort of result in an objective as well, it's going to be worth it. It's EG, they're pushing it onto this tier 1. Secret, they will defend this though. The TPs are coming in, and Nisha is in the neighborhood. They start to look towards this. Arteezy, he actually goes in aggressively onto the Meepo. They're trying to see if they can do this and kill down Nisha with a back.
They just might be able to.
They can! The aggression pays off from Arteezy. There's no backup for Nisha. And that's a huge kill for Arthur to find. They're sweeping back over. They know that Matu's shown himself. He starts to pounce away. And see if Matu wants to fight. He's toying around with the IDO committee with the Wukong. Still goes for it. Locks down Crypt with the stun. Arbet's here to help out Arteezy. Arteezy gets silenced. He's in trouble. The Mystic Flare. Arteezy's dead. He cannot time walk away in time. The Cold Embrace keeps Matu alive. EG is still trying to fight on despite the loss of their Void. Matu nuked down low by the Purifying Flames. EG, they'll take down the Monkey Kick.
Nice aggressive plays coming in. They lose the Void though. And in the meanwhile too, Zai does just take the top tower. Nisha teleports mid. He says, I want nothing to do with bottom. EG look like they should be able to continue the pressure down here. Actually, they just have to back away. The Wyvern nukes are too much with the Skywrath for them to continue forward. And they don't want to lose their towers as much. See Nisha, he was starting to threaten toward mid. Yeah, EG with some nice movements and just getting a pretty thankful kill, I would say, on the Meatball, playing a little bit too over-aggressive down bottom.
Every single time they step away between the Retaliate and the Meepo army, a lot of easy siege potential for Secret to utilize whilst those lanes go undefended.
Oh man, YapzOr has an Atos.
This is an incredibly quick one. We saw already Arteezy getting tripped up by the silence alone. That in combination with the rod, he's going to be incredibly reliant on either his OD or Oracle being around to bail him out if they do get the lockdown onto him.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on Fly just to be in the right position, but he can actually just prevent a lot of the kill just with Fate's Edict. He doesn't actually have to blow the false promise when it's just the Skywrath setting up for the kill. So if he's got his heads up plays and if he's in the right spot, he should be able to save a lot of the times, but still can be very difficult as we will see this pace definitely ramp up for Secret. Probably the Atos reveal right here.
There's the combo, Atos reveal, and goodbye Ramses. YapzOr, off the back of that quick Atos timing, his game it's going to start looking very good. He's already 4-0-2 on the Skywrath.
He is 2 levels over his carry. Level 9 Skywrath, level 7 Monkey King. So yeah, YapzOr, he's definitely going to start feeling himself here.
It's going to be one of those YapzOr games for sure.
Yep. He has so many good targets, right? Like we mentioned, the OD, the silence is always going to be useful. Void as well as Enchantress are your 2 most optimal, but it's good versus pretty much everybody if he's able to find the setup, if the Oracle isn't there to protect them. And this just ensures Nisha more time to farm in that jungle, as he's got an Eagle Song now finished up on top of those treads, triple Wraith Band. Gonna have a very early Ethereal Blade as we tend to see around that 15-minute mark.
And with that, just another way to really mess with Arteezy's Chronospheres. As long as there's that chance for him to get the E-Blade out from the outside of it.
Or just make YapzOr even stronger too. We can see like an E-Blade into an Atos, into a Mystic Flare with a max silence. Pretty much anybody's going to be dead if they don't have the backup of the Oracle. Yeah,
all about the execution from EG in response, as we say. Oracle and OD, they've got to be ready to save their teammates at the moment that it's needed. So Arteezy Maelstrom nearly done, so his farm will start to speed up a little bit. Still will be very hard for him to keep up with the pace that Nisha's playing, as so far his Meepo, other than that one mistake down bottom, he's continued to farm with no trouble at all. EG just haven't been able to set themselves up in a way that allows them to get over to Secret's half of the map. The waves are being pushed out, and Secret are able to maintain this game state where Nisha feels incredibly safe. Mid lane, another setup from YapzOr. Rod of Atos into the Mystic Flare, and he's dead again. This Skywrath on the hunt, and with that quick timing, you've got to be prepared to play against him. There's so much kill potential from YapzOr alone.
But like you said it though, I think I also saw Secret drawing these lines before. It's just keep lanes constantly shoved, keep lanes constantly pushed, because someone is gonna have to address them, and that's when you're just gonna be able to easy setup kills. Matumba stops the TP.
With Arteezy. Arteezy is gonna time walk in. He's gonna see if he can do this. He's got the chrono as well, if he wants to commit it for that extra bit of time, but he's not going to use it quite yet. Doesn't feel confident that he has the damage alone to take this kill, and now there's backup coming in up top. YapzOr's are hunting. Arteezy will manage to jump away, and YapzOr doesn't want to make a go on it. Didn't have the Mystic Flare up, would have only been the other skill set that he could have used, and it would maybe not have been enough burst. So Arteezy is allowed to live. He's still farming dangerously close, though, to the action of Secret, and he's very far away from his teammates. He's poking around with the idea of coming back down, but YapzOr is still waiting. So Arteezy, he's got to keep his cool and not get too greedy, and he won't. He'll start to move his way back towards the mid, stick to the jungle, and make sure that he's not in a position for Secret to get the jump on him.
Secret continuing to grow that lead, though. It's mostly the Meepo. It's Meepo and YapzOr pretty much that are causing that lead to be happening right now. But they are getting pretty significant farm on the ones that need it too. You see Zai as well as Matumba Men are still keeping up decently and acquiring their items too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they're trying to actually get a little bit more pressure on the map, EG, trying to get this first tower of the game for themselves. But it really does feel really quite difficult for EG to make these aggressive moves, because if they do make an over-aggressive move and they don't get kills, then a Roche can happen. But look at this, even without an aggressive move not going well, Secret's prepared for it anyway. It's gonna be level 15 Meepo able to do this one quite easily at full health.
Yeah, with that early E-Blade timing, he's got a lot of stats, a lot of agi, a lot of punch. Into the pit he goes. And EG, this is just not a space of the map that they're going to feel confident fighting into. They've got to let Secret have this. And you see Secret's entire team inside the jungle of EG, so there's no way that EG can get anywhere close to Nisha doing this one. This Aegis, it's going to be Secret's.
Aegis versus Void is always a big problem, as you just start to hesitate a lot more with your Chronosphere. Same thing with the OD Sanity's Eclipse. That'll be a lot harder for them these next few moments. They do at least have Crit now picking up his Blink Dagger on the Tiny, so maybe he can try to force some action and pop that Aegis in some some weird position. But Secret, I don't think they're going to be likely to give that opportunity right now, as they're all starting to group up toward top.
And with that Aegis, Nisha can start to get involved on the offensive. For the most part, he's been sticking to the jungle. Now he's ready to go, ready to make plays with the rest of his team. If he finds it, as you can see, with at least one of the Meepos in range of his teammates, so backup will be inbound in an instant second. A nice find for him as well. Does pick up the Van Brace recipe, so more stats for himself on the Meepo if he wishes to go for it. His top side, taking a lot of damage from this impetus, but it's a little bit of a bait. Sets up Nisha to get him with the nets. Ramsey's backing away. He has got that buff of the hood, and with that in mind, Secret won't find any further lockdown onto him. So Ramses will live, starts to heal himself up. The tower's in trouble. They'll pop the fortification, EG. Still yet to bring the rest of them over here. EG know they've got to just try and use the space elsewhere on the map. They are not ready to take on a fight head-on with the Meepo. They've got to continue to get RTZ's farm rolling in, at least find the BKB so that he can commit with these Chronos without any worry of YapzOr just sitting back, throwing down a Mystic Flare, making it impossible for RTZ to stay on a target.
It's a game where you are just desperate for a BKB when you're playing versus Silences and when you're also playing versus Meepo. You get one Earthbind on you, you're going to get a follow-up and a follow-up and a follow-up, and you're infinitely going to get locked down. So it is probably one of the best BKB games that he just has to get at this game, where he just will absolutely feed on the Void. Yeah, they're trying to distribute their wealth. They're trying to make sure that everybody is getting farm, all three cores on the side of EG. So they are splitting themselves up nicely on the map, but it's still a Secret just getting a little bit more.
It is all mainly funneled in on the Meepo, though. You sort of look beyond the Meepo, and RTZ and Abed really are in a very respectable position for 18 minutes in to have the farm that they have. They're doing a good job of making sure that they do not get caught out too many times. You know, YapzOr, he got a very quick timing on that Atos. Crit. He's managed to blink away. He's on the cliff. We'll see if they do look hunting for him on that high ground. And it looks like they won't, so he'll be fine. Bottom lane, RTZ doesn't really want to commit the chrono. A little too far to go, and already with Zai being at the distance he is, it's a very beefy target to beat down. He needs a lot of damage back up, and that won't be there from sort of having the Oracle around alone. He needs at least the OZ or Ramses to be there with the Enchantress to have that additional bit of damage coming into his Chronosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pretty limited though. Like the panel was mentioning, they don't have this AA blast that can just always come to help out the Void in this game. It's going to be a lot harder. They have to always bring a core for the most part to contribute the damage inside of it, which is always awkward. You never want to you don't want to be going for these gank scenarios where you have two cores in the same lane all the time.
Yeah, we're going to have to see some incredible Chronospheres. I mean, they can be supported by Crit, of course. You can expect that if RTZ can at least get like one of the supports plus a core in Crit, he'll be looking for those moves to toss an additional hero in. So if you don't necessarily get caught by the initial jump from RTZ, you've still got to be careful with your positioning as Secret, because Crit, you know that this man, he's going to be able to grab and set up for more.
I like how Fly's been playing this whole game, though. Look at him, it's the buddy system. He's been pretty much within 1,000 range of RTZ since the moment that we saw that kill, at least down bottom, happen onto the Enchantress. Now he's found his buddy. He needs to just sit by and make sure that he can just farm this BKB before they can look to take a decent fight. As Abed just jungles before he's able to get a BKB. Now Secret, though, they have about a minute left on their Aegis, and we also have about 8 seconds left for those outposts. they're looking for some fight.
I mean, this makes a lot of sense. I feel like EG, they've done pretty well to get away with the space that they've been getting on their cores. Secret know this, and they want to try and look for the big hit.
Scanned out, EG, they're aware. It's gonna have to play around it down here. Stun, off the mark.
He's still got the blink and a TP crit. He'll get himself as deep as possible, but he gets him. The first net into the second. Nisha predicting the blink perfectly and immediately locking crit down, so there's no escape for the Tiny. Now they can push in with the E-Blade and the Skadi. Nisha, he's gonna take these towers down incredibly quickly.
Yeah, and I like this build up too, this game. He had the Blink Dagger built up. I know it's a common build for the Meepo, but I feel like we've seen a lot of times with some team people do like the double E-Blades or something like that, but you're playing versus OD. You want mana. You want to be able to ensure that you have as much stats and mana pool as possible so you can fight versus that hero and not worry too much about the sanities in particular. And yeah, very heads-up move is, of course, YapzOr, he secures that last hit of the kill, and he also has a Philosopher's Stone on YapzOr too, so, you said it's going to be one of those YapzOr games. This is just going to further increase the potential of it.
There's the BKB. Not out of the woods quite yet, EG. They've got a long ways to go, but Arteezy can at least feel a little safer out on the map and maybe won't quite need Fly by his side the entire time of this game. They're going to look to try and fight with the BKB, making the move towards mid. Matu is about to show. Will lead in. Crit tries to get him, but a quick jump back from Matu gets him out of harm's way.
Arteezy's trying to check for the back lines here, seeing if he can find anything.
Puppey will reveal himself bottom with a Splinter Blast, but obviously Arteezy, he's got his eyes set on the bigger targets. But Secret, they're playing very smart, very defensively, and in a way that makes it impossible for EG to penetrate and get to any sort of backlines with this Chronosphere. EG's got to sort of settle it down again and look to reset and make a move in a moment's time. This smoke's not going to achieve anything.
No, Secret knew that it was coming, especially onto the mid lane, because you saw top, Zai immediately started running toward top, so the wave was already pushing really far. Puppey was already pushing bottom, speaking of Puppey.
He's got the curse, and with a TP out, he'll make it away. Crit's already used the combo, there's nothing else to hold him back. So even Puppey able to avoid these moves, these sweeps from EG. And it has been a long, long time where Arteezy, with the way he's had to focus on farm, we just haven't seen him being able to use this Chronosphere to set up any kills in the early game.
Yeah, if it's just him by himself, setting up a kill is very difficult with that Chrono. If he catches Matumba Man, perhaps he can go for the kill by himself, but yeah, like we said, he doesn't have that much damage to be able to contribute inside of it unless he has backup from his core heroes, from that OD or from that Enchantress in particular. Yeah, it's very hard for him to try to find these Chronos for the time being. And Secret, they're starting to tank up a lot more. 2,500 HP Meepo with 25 armor. Zai, 2,000 HP with the pipe.
We're gonna see Crit walk into him. Zai, not really targeting the for they tried to, but Zai with a quick blink, he dodges the avalanche. They turn, they nuke down Crit. Arteezy jumps in with the time dilation again, not wanting to use the Chrono on Zai. So no commitment back in turn. They'll just have to accept the loss of Tiny.
He can't. If he throws Chrono on a Centaur there, you're just going to lose your last tier 2s, and you're going to lose full map control. He has to catch the big targets. Yeah. He has to pretty much catch the Meepo or the Monkey King inside of one of those Chronos. Cannot waste it on pretty much anybody else in this type of game because it's just such a long cooldown. If they don't have it, they're just on such a back foot. Just holding it is a threat. See Matumba Man, he's picked up his big item. He's got the Desolator finished up.
Back to farming it is, or at least Arteezy at the dust on Puppey. Puppey, he has the rest of his team heading over, so they've got to kill this quick. They're not going to get the chance to, though. The Winter's Curse now in the back. The Mystic Flare, Ancient Seal, Crit Scott. Jump forwards either. Who stop onto the two of them. They'll focus down the support, poof down Fly, and now turn towards Artur. His supports are gone. He'll have Time Warp back in a second. Another jump is there, but the E-Blade connects, slowing him down. Nisha can close the gap. He's got to use his BKB. He has to stay alive. He cannot afford to die, and the BKB will save him. But they're having to run, they're having to retreat, and still EG just struggle to get anything going their way. They cannot look for these fights. Albed's trying to make the best with this space. He's down bottom, focusing on farming up for his next item. But as every minute passes, the Secret lineup just gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah, it's like, what is that next item really going to do? But they have to try to do something in this game in order to try to match Secret, because Secret's just running away with it. 8K lead, 12-5, but it feels like it's much worse than that, to be honest. just because of the state of the game.
Are scanning.
Arteezy having to pop a full defensive BKB, unable to even go for any type of these chrono setups. That was them trying to set up onto the 5 position, and they get turned on like that. And I feel like we're going to see that happen quite a lot. When you're playing versus the Meepo, when you're playing versus the Skywrath as Void, you just have to pretty much pop the BKB and either play defensively or go in immediately. It's a very scary matchup. As now Abed also has his BKB, so he's a little bit more liberal to join the fight too, but like we said, there's so many different ways that Secret can deal with that. And they have BKB piercing disable. They have a Wyvern on their team to be able to deal with that too.
And now Wyvern with a blink, so it's even easier for Puppey to make the counter plays. So now, as committing with the BKBs, the Chronos, the Sanities, Eclipse, Puppey's still going to be in there, and he's going to be ready to mess with you. Around the river, the focus goes once again. Secret know that it really is on EG to try and make something happen. If Secret can just continue the game at this tempo, this victory should be theirs. They've got the exact draft and heroes to do it.
Getting a big wraparound here too. If they're able to find Fly, which they will see in a second. Zai does get the idea here.
Puppey's in.
Jumps in.
They get the boundless strike, onto crit, jump forward, they nuke him down. The HSC, the Wukong's command, he'll bring him low. Abed tries to save him with the Astral, but they cannot get crit out of there. Secret just take away another life of Evil Geniuses as they push them away from this pit. Roshan will be respawning soon. And EG, it's still so immensely hard for them to take a team fight against Secret's lead. Maybe they can try for some sort of sweet chrono play to steal the Aegis, steal the Roche kill. Yeah, this game's certainly getting into the point where you've got to sort of think drastic like that if you're EG. There's not going to be much else that gives you any sort of opportunity to swing back this game.
No, I mean, it really is just starting to feel pretty impossible for them, even though it's only, like you said, only that 9K gold lead, but who do you really target? Like, they have to get this pretty much dream chrono on everybody. It really is starting to feel like. Because if they get initiated on, even Fly is unable to really respond and get the saves off a lot of the time because he's only level 10. As we know, Oracle has been hit by nerfs, when he was starting to get really, really popular, so your cast range is pretty bad on your ultimate to even try to protect people. And like you said, Roche is up, Aegis and Cheese for a Meepo. You weren't able to kill him before, how are you going to kill him now?
Yeah, this Meepo, 4,700 gold, he's got the money pretty much to get that Hex done, Nisha's game.
Yeah, he's going to pick it up with the courier right now.
Yeah.
And then getting your BKB off on a Void or on an OD is going to be that much more difficult. It really just seems like Secret has just a perfect draft and a perfect setup for themselves in this game too.
They're out on the move again. EG, they do spot Zai, but still it's who do you make the moves on right now? Crit, he's going to try to poke at Zai, will toss him back into Arteezy, but with the Who Stomp, Zai can start to step away. They'll throw a few impetuses out. Already on the back lines, they're forcing back the Tiny. Zai will live. The Glimmer Cape keeps him safe. And now Secret's ready to move in and try and punish them. They're onto him. The Void's in trouble. The False Post will help out a little bit. A quick time walk to get rid of some of the damage done. But Nisha could just continue to turn.
They're not even hurting him.
Damage. He falls low, but he still lives. Another time walk. Arteezy gets away. Wukong command down. Abed uses the BKB. Backs off. Zai does buy back. They were able to get something out of the CG. And they don't lose anything themselves, so all things considered, not the worst of trades. They do have to use their BKBs.
They couldn't find, Fly was in really good positioning there. Nisha, you can see he was holding onto his Hex the entire time there, actually looking to go for a different target since he knew the Void was gonna get ulted. He was gonna get Fall Promise there. He was trying to find a different target to go for, but he wasn't able to find that Oracle as CG was all playing on the right side there. So pretty decent there for them, only having to use BKBs, saving their Chronosphere as well.
Now even that little opportunity of, if they get Zai again, that will give them a lot of playing room to try and make moves when they do have, well, they kind of have the numbers advantage. Obviously there's a lot of Meepos in the game, so they still won't quite have that even with one kill. But they still have that Chronosphere. He's holding on to it, Arteezy. As we say, the emphasis on him really to only use it when he sees the dream moment to do so.
One bad Chrono could just end the game.
Yeah, the threat alone has definitely had some sort of impact on the speed that Secret's playing. They're very content, of course, to continue the farm game, take pickoffs when they're presented to them. But they haven't been too aggressive going right into EG's half of the map looking for a 5-on-5 all the time. They'll take it if EG bring it to them, but Secret know there's no real pressure. They can continue to farm, and their heroes will naturally remain at a lead. Down in the jungle at the bottom, Ramses has been hunted out by Nisha. Do EG want to use anything to try and help him out? He'll try and force away. He's juking out some of these nets, but there's the follow-up from Yapso. Two-man stop on the back line. They're in a lot of trouble. He goes in. He's going to commit with the Chronosphere. Is there any damage? There is.
He gets cursed
with the curse. Makes the whole Chrono useless. But on the back, he's trying to throw down the sanity. Zai does get low. Cold Embrace will not save him. They have killed off the Centron. Matsu, he also falls. Ramses with the impetus is enough damage, but Nisha, he's still strong, and he's ready to clean up the house as Ramses will fall. Buybacks are coming out from the side of EG. Yapso's getting low, but Arteezy's hexed up. He's rooted down. Arteezy will fall, dead for 50, and now Nisha, he steps towards another kill. Another net off the mark. Abed still being chased upon. E-Blade will slow him down. There's the root. Nisha has the control. Abed is surrounded. Flies trying to come over. Can he help him in time? Is there anything for this OD? There isn't. It's a triple kill for Nisha, and the fight's not over yet. Yapso setting up for Nisha to step across, hold down another, Crit will fall, ultra kill for Nisha, and look at the
He's going for the back line.
He's got Meepo's deep as well, another root, another hold down, Fly will purge it off, but Nisha, he's diving on, rampage for the Meepo.
He wants more.
He wants the double, he surrounds Ramses, rooted up, buybacks are coming out, can they do anything to save him? They'll force him back, now he'll turn, maybe Nisha's bitten on more than he could chew. The E-Blade saves the Meepo from the potential hits of this Enchantress. As Nisha, he can back away. There's just nothing that EG have to answer this Meepo.
I like looking at the damage done here in particular. Everybody else, you know, they do a nice 2,000, 3,000, nice 5,000 from Ramses, and 10,000 from Nisha, of course, in that fight, standing in the midst of everything. It was still a pretty, I mean, it looked like a pretty decent fight from EG, too, the way that they set it up, but they just have no solution for the Meepo. Nisha is just absolutely out of control. And he's got another Eye of Scotty on top.
He has indeed. The stats, I mean, Sanity's Eclipse, it's never going to do anything.
I'm pretty sure he has more mana than the OD. Yeah, he has 300 more mana than the OD at the moment.
There you go. Arbed's going to need a lot of charges to even tickle the Meepo at this point, and at that point, you're still trying to nuke through 3,500 HP. Nisha's game, it was just spelled out perfectly from in the draft, and he's showing us that there are little to no mistakes being made by him this game. He has just made this Meepo look untouchable, as EG now down 19k, 20k behind Secret.
This Meepo has 2 heroes net worth as well. He almost has the same net worth as both the Void and the OD combined. It really just seems like such a dream Meepo game, as Nisha's been making it look so too. 8-1-1 at almost 500 last hits at these 32 minutes. He's just cruising.
And I mean, this game, you know, as you say, the draft already, it looked hard for EG to execute, and then came the Meepo. It just really was that extra bit of a kicker, and now Secret stepping into the jungle. Crit will get the toss back. They're looking for Puppey inside. They're grouped up, and Puppey, he is falling low to the hard hits of the OD, but Crit's been separated. Nisha and Matsu clean him up. They do lose the Wyvern, and there is the gem on the deck. Matsu lays up with the oil.
My God.
He's killed the 2. It's a triple kill from the Timberman. Arteezy, he's trying his best in the Chrono. He'll kill off Yapso, but now he's potentially in trouble. Another time walk. The double buybacks coming out from EG. They're trying to slow down Nisha. Glimmer Cape keeps the Meepo safe, and he'll get out of there. As there'll be 1 buyback from Puppey, 2 on the side of EG, Fly and Abed. Again, they are getting some kills out of this EG, but they just cannot get the big one. They cannot get the Meepo.
No, it also is, there's so many different things to address too. It's like the Meepo is something to address, but also we saw Matumba Man in that fight. They're perfectly set up. He gets the Boundless Strike on multiple different heroes, as he also gets the Wukongs on top of Abed. Just watch how fast Abed dies when he starts getting focus fired. We see he's hexed up, he's controlled by the Wyvern, Ramses is able to do a lot of damage. Then you see Matumba Man. He's also a force to be reckoned with, as he just deletes the OD in no time in that fight. And Arteezy, he knows, I can't focus fire Meepo. I do nothing to Meepo. I have to just kill a measly, a pretty farmed Skywrath in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the only kill that he can get on his own in those sort of situations, which are going to happen when he gets in with the Chronosphere. Secret have so many ways to stop the rest of Evil Geniuses being able to help out Arteezy.
4,000 health now on the Meepo, as we have a level 25 already. It's very early, of course, but you know, it's a Meepo, so it's to be expected.
Stampede, he's going to look to jump in on mid.
On Ramses.
He's got to use the false promise straight away, Fly, but now Fly will be focused. Another force gets him away. EG, they're going in. They're trying to play aggressively here. Crit, looking for the toss back. Hex is out. They're onto the tiny. On the back, Fly. He's being focused by Matu. Defensive Astral will help out for a little bit of time, but they kill off Crit. They smack down Fly with a boundless strike, and they're ready to dive in for more. Abed, BKB's, TP's out. Anything to stop it there isn't, so Abed will escape. But with the 2 supports down for a minute, Secret, they can push in, take the tier 2, and they take towers at such an incredible rate with the amount of damage that Nisha does. They're ready to go high ground, and with that long cooldown of the chrono, it's still not there for 40 more seconds.
Yep, the repair kit comes out. Who do they give it to? It's on Abed. He throws it onto the tower, but the tower's already dead.
It does nothing at all.
And we can
now
see
into the base they go. Zai finds the setup. Ramses, he's forced back. Can they quite finish him? He will live. They'll protect Ramses. Arteezy able to sort of take the focus away from the Enchantress. He's starting to steal up, build up some of the mana on Abed. He's getting the charges, but the racks they're going. The melee racks fall. Now with the TP in, can they get any sort of catch crit? He's looking for the toss back. Only gets a creep though. Secret, they're able to get everybody out of there.
And he's building up some stacks and some charges, but he has to be so careful because one Hex comes out, one Disable comes out, the Oracle was dead. They have to be very careful how they play that fight. And he needs to build up, I mean, I can't even do the math on it, but he needs to build up like 30 Sanity Eclipse charges for it to even bother the Meepo at all, as he's just still more mana than the OD in the majority of these times, and 4,000 health that he has to go through as well. So he can still kill the other heroes, but yeah, it just continues to be the Meepo.
Some of EG smoked up. Arteezy has Chronosphere available. Trying to get his Satanic done so he has an extra way to sort of fight back if he does get sort of held down by the roots, by the nets, and doesn't want to use his BKB and can maybe rely on the lifesteal to give him that second chance at a fight.
Just how do they have the damage to actually break through this Meepo? It really doesn't feel like they'll ever be able to. He's just at this crazy amount of HP and sustain that he also has from the backup of his teammates. Like you said, they are going to be able to protect him a lot of times, even if he does get low at Matu.
Goodbye, Fly.
Easy kill.
Yeah, Matu's strength just sort of silently been growing in the sidelines whilst he just revels on the way that they're able to take fights with the lead that Nisha's managed to create. 30k this Roshan, it's going to push him up there. And this will be theirs once more. They'll have a refresher shard for whoever wants to take it.
It almost looks like some heroes are kind of poor in this game, just because you see that Alchemist, what we call, that Alchemist net worth up there at the top there for the Meepo. Almost 30k, like you say, at the 37-minute mark. Yeah, and what a sort of performance from him. Sure, the game was perfect for him, but this Nisha Meepo, it's, this man, he couldn't be playing this any faster, any better, any more reliably. No, he's playing it with very little risks too. He's playing very careful the way he sends his Meepos forward too a lot of the times.
And that's the thing now. For EG, for the rest of this series, they've got to keep this Meepo in mind. Any sort of opportunity they leave open in a draft for a Meepo to be strong, Nisha will just destroy you with.
Yeah, I love when I see Meepos do that. Just give him a little bit of give him that medicine. Can't move. You're just stuck in place because that Earthbind constantly backs up. He'll be able to continue growing that lead. 30,000 gold lead, 20,000 experience lead. I'm going to bring up that Dota Plus win rate, and it's 97%.
3%.
3%.
That's not bad. I thought it'd be down at 1. There's at least a little hope being given towards EG.
Well, it's EG. There has to be a 3 there for EG, right?
I was going to say, keeping it here even in the finals. I'm giving Matthew the refresher shard, potential for that extra long duration of the double BKB, and having 2 Wukong's commands, it's going to create such a long time where EG just can't fight into it. Now with the Chrono, if there's a Wukong's command laid down from outside of it, Arteezy's going to take quite a beating from the outside if he's anywhere near the monkey statues.
Continuing to be mean, bully Ramses, trap him there. But you can feel it. Secret are just so confident in this one in EG. They're just getting trapped in their base now at this point. It's feeling like that last game all over again.
It really is. The tables have turned immensely. Secret giving EG a bit of a taste of what EG gave them in game 1. And without a doubt, this one is definitely even rougher to take. The game has been drawn out to nearly the 40-minute mark. It is going to be no fun at all for EG to play from this position. They are still going to hold on the hope that a mistake is made, but you just see the amount of this map that Nisha's cleaned up. You see on the CS nearly doubling that of anyone else in the game. this Meepo has been flawless.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to be, what, like, I don't know, 4, 5 mistakes or something? Big mistakes by Secret for EG to even try to come back in this one. Look at this. Even the Monkey King plus the Skywrath can look to set up for kills here, EG. Stepping outside a little bit here, and you see the Rapier has been queued up already on the Faceless Void. You can tell how they're feeling. Even with a Rapier, it doesn't feel like he's gonna do any damage to the Meepo
But it's the only way they have a chance.
Yeah.
At least with that then, he can kill the easier heroes that little bit quicker. Take away the 2 supports, for instance, if he does find Yapsa and Puppey grouped together. But for the most part of this game, these 2 supports, they hardly even see each other. The positioning from them is in such a way that they're never going to be in a position where they both get caught in one chrono.
Yeah. Yapsor's always been playing very greedy, especially on this Skywrath mage, level 21. He's sitting, he's going to have an Aghanims finished up too.
Oh, and he's got a spell prism to play with.
Ooh, lovely. Constant global concussive shots as well, giving information whenever any of the EG heroes do come outside.
Nothing will stand in my way.
And all just a bit of a waiting game for Secret to go in for that final push.
Did they pick up a certain item? I think, okay, they got Aghanims on Centaur as well now too. So just in case of anything, they will have a lot more damage mitigation coming out for them as Nisha.
So that tier 3 is gone. They'll turn towards Arteezy. Arteezy, Astral does come in time to help him out a little bit. Arteezy can lifesteal, time walk back up in health.
That is so scary. If they're too slow on these saves, they might just get burst down before they're able to.
He's got to keep his cool so much. Every single usage of the BKB, everything, Arteezy, any mistake. I mean, even if he makes no mistakes, this game is going to be pretty much over unless EG can pull off a miracle crit. He's going to be in. Gets a rather deep toss back onto Nisha, one of the Meepos. They try to kill him off. They may be able to do so that once they do, they pop the Aegis.
He hit the real one, though, pretty far away. So he will respawn all the way back by the Ancients.
Yeah, smart play from Nisha, making sure to give up nothing. And even with that Aegis gone, of course, Secret are not worried at all.
He was just playing very cocky with those Meepos just to force a reaction. And he already came for it. At least the range racks, not the melee, but a little bit of something. As EG, they're all just huddled, so they're gonna try to do something here with the smoke. And they find Nisha.
Might catch Secret off guard. If they can get Nisha alone, I mean, sure, with a full 5 of them beating down onto him, maybe they'll have the chance of killing him off throughout the duration of a Chronosphere. It's still a maybe. You know, there's no definite to this. It's Matu. He's around. Arteezy won't go for the jump. Smoke has been dispelled on him, and he's already back to base. He knows that he doesn't want to stay out on the map any longer than he needs to, with the way that Secret are constantly hunting for kills. The Secret, with their own smoke, are also looking for the setup. Yapsa, his Aghanims out. The amount that this hero can do, continuing to just skyrocket up in potential.
Yeah, he's had such a good game on so this game 7, 1, and 12. Mostly in that early game that he was the one kind of driving the force, but yeah, it turned into an immense amount of farm for himself. And like we said, they're just trap EG in their base, acquire these next few items if you would like to. No risk taken by Secret just now.
And no need to. It's, you know, they're very happy for EG to come out of the base looking for action. As they know, in pretty much 90% of the times that the fight's going to kick off, 99%, it's all going to be Secret that the lead there for them, just meaning that they cannot really lose a team fight unless they make some sort of issues, like some sort of mistakes that we just haven't seen from Secret in a very long time.
Yeah, it is at that 99% now, so we did trickle back up to that. As kind of expected, I mean, it's almost a 40,000 gold lead at the 40-minute mark, 43-minute mark.
Anisha found Ramses. Should be some sort of save for him. There's a force to break him out of the combo.
He was still E-bladed there, actually, so the Boundless Strike did no damage.
Nisha very close to being able to pick up that blessing, get another Meepo online for himself, and in mid, Ramses, he steps forward this time. They've got enough to take him down. And Ramses, he is short of the money for buyback now. Secret moving for more Arteezy. He goes for the chrono with the Stampede, the Aghanim Stampede, providing that damage resistance with Arteezy. He can't even kill off Yapsa. Matu turns towards him.
He's trying to fight.
Keep him alive. Arteezy is just not doing enough damage. He doesn't have the items to do so. As Secret, they'll surround the OD. And he gets the blink off in time. He will get away, but Arteezy's still in trouble. The Hex is out. Arteezy will fall. Dead for 90. They do finally get The Abed Odie as well. Both, of course, will buy back, but then now without a Chronosphere. And without that, pretty much without any sort of hope of doing anything to stop the inevitable.
They literally do no damage to this Meepo. Abed got, I think, 5, 6 hits off, and then he actually walked into the Chronosphere by accident, but either way, he was not going to have a chance to be able to bring down the sets.
He pretty much one-shots the back lines. The buyback comes out, Matu going in deep, jumps forward with the Invisible Blade onto Arteezy. Hex is there, can they save Artur? Wukong Shabbat is down, they'll force him to the side, but Arteezy is dead. GG is called, EG will finally submit as Secret take game 2. I think we all wondered after game 1 how hard Secret would hit back, and my goodness, they didn't hold anything back there with this victory, this beatdown onto EG, and it all started from the draft. Already the setup from EG, it looked pretty weak, it looked pretty slow, and then that last pick, Secret hitting them with a Meepo, there really was no hope at all for EG in this game 2.
Yeah, I mean, the Meepo broke the game. It really did feel like EG couldn't really do almost anything. Even if they were able to find some type of setups or anything, or maybe even if Japsor didn't pop off and get all these type of kills, it was still gonna inevitably be a Meepo that gets this amount of farm. And Nisha, like you said, played it perfectly. 917, 712 last hits. I gotta pull up these stats really quick. What's his GPM and XPM? 868 GPM on the Meepo, level 28 at the end of the game. He doubled up. He literally doubled up the Void as well as the OD. He had more net worth than the two of them combined.
I'm bringing it out here. I mean, if anything, that's just going to send fear into any sort of captain that's drafting against Secret in the future. You've now got to add this to your list. This is a team that, you know, he doesn't only play Meepo, he destroys with Meepo. This performance, I don't think it could have been played better by any other player. This Meepo performance was on top of the world.
Yeah. He executed perfectly well. They had a great lineup to kind of build around it too, and it just felt like EG had no chance in this one from start to finish.
Yeah, no chance at all. But it does give us that 1-1. So regardless of what happens, we're not seeing a 3-0 today. We've had 2 very one-sided matchups. We'll see how the series continues. But as it stands with Secret taking this game to 1-1, it's even at the moment.